Today's session is cold chain management. Okay, vaccine. I think vaccine has been completed. All vaccines, those are in the national immunization schedule, have been completed individually. Now, today we are going to learn how we handle the vaccine transportation from the manufacturer to the baby, okay, or the vaccine session site. How the temperature has been maintained, how the quality has been. This is a system of storing and transporting vaccine at recommended temperature from point of manufacturer to the point of use, that means to the beneficiary. The vaccine cold chain system, actually it works in a push-pull system, okay, the demand and supply. Push is the supply chain, supply portion. So, what it is then, vaccine push bi-monthly, okay, to state stores by manufacturer and GMSDs. What is GMSD? That is General Medicine Storage Depot. It is run by central government, the GMSDs. There are 11 GMSDs in the all over India, and out of them our state has only one, Kolkata, that is in the near the port, near the Khidirpur, Kolkata port, and it actually supplies to not only West Bengal but Odisha, Bihar and the entire northeastern India. So, from there or the depots, usually vaccine bi-monthly went to the state vaccine store or the district vaccine store directly. This is push. And what is pull? The vaccine pulled by the recipient store as additional demands and supplied from national buffer at GMSD. The additional vaccines that has been supplied, suppose some vaccine got saved after some routine immunization session, the vaccines usually those not get wasted, those were again supplied back to the GMSD. Okay. Later we will learn what is open vial policy. Usually those vaccines that are in open vial policy, those are sent back to the GMSD. This is called, that is called reverse cold chain system. Anything other that we usually transport to reverse cold chain system? Stool sample for poliomyelitis, suspected case of poliomyelitis. Okay, and these are the usual chain that has been from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Immunization Division. They usually order the manufacturer, either Bharat Biotech or any foreign company. They directly supply to the GMSD. Okay. From GMSD, it is usually go to the state vaccine store, or sometimes GMSD directly sent to the regional or district vaccine store, depends upon the distance. From there, it went to the block vaccine store, that is CHC or PHC, and from PHC, this is the, always remember, PHC is the last cold chain storing point. Vaccine will never ever store in a sub-center. It has been asked once. Okay. Vaccine storage center, the vaccine is got that there was a scenario actually, X PHC, Y sub-center and Z was the routine immunization site. So, after wastage the vaccine will be stored at X, Y, Z or none of the above. The question was like that. So, you always remember PHC or UHC, UHC is Urban Health Clinic, or PHC, Primary Health Center. This is the last cold chain point. From there it will go to the session sites, that is outreach. Sometimes it is sub-center, sometimes you all see that in the middle of the road, usually in front of a shed, two Asha Didi actually sat with one cold vaccine carrier box and ask everyone to the passerby whether if he or she carrying any child, that is the child is under 5, that if the child has received polio vaccine or not. Those are session sites. So, this is the first, this is the actual immunization cold chain supply chain. They are the manufacturer. They will, if they are Indian company or some foreign company, they will air transport to the primary store, GMSD or state. Okay. From GMSD, it has been carried to the state store by refrigerated or insulated van. Refrigerated vans are very costly. State usually cannot and transport from GMSD to the state store. It is the responsibility of the central government. So they use refrigerated van. Okay, but these are very costly. I will show you the picture later. And from state store, usually it is some insulated van. Okay, from there to district vaccine store, same van, they will hire another van to the PHC. From PHC, only workers take the required vaccine in a vaccine carrier box. They could do the session sites, and from there to beneficiary. So these pink things, GMSD, state, district, and session, and this blue also. This can be asked, okay, in a flow chart. Because cold chain is now a very important topic, because India government are including more and more vaccines in their NIP schedule, but the cost of vaccines are much more. So we cannot afford wastage. It is the motto that has been that for the cold chain vaccines, that there will be 6 rights for the beneficiary. The right vaccine in the right quantity, at the right place, at the right time, in the right condition, and at the right cost. Okay. This is very much asked in the Viva, or it may come later in MCQ anywhere. Any right will be missing or it will be written wrong. So remember it correctly in the correct order. Right vaccine in the right quantity, at the right place, at the right time, in the right condition, at the right cost. What is not written? Right quality. Because vaccine quality is not something that we can control. What we can control? These things. Now these are the things I have, I think in the other batch I have already discussed this. The vaccine sensitive to heat and the vaccine sensitive to cold. Always remember that BCG after reconstitution is the most heat sensitive vaccine. I think I have taken one class of you, na? One class. After reconstitution, BCG is the most heat sensitive. Usually this question has been asked multiple times in multiple exams, whether it is INI-CET or JIPMAR. JIPMAR people love this. Oh, now it is working. Then OPV and ROTA. OPV is the most heat sensitive. It is usually asked. If the option does not give BCG AR, then the answer is OPV always. OPV, ROTA, FIPV, MR, then again rotavirus. This why two types? Because 2 types of vaccine is available in our UIP. One is Rotacil and one is Rotatec. Then JE, DPT, BCG, Penta, Hep B, PCV. The most least sensitive Penta, hepatitis B and PCV. These are among the along most sensitive. Freeze, what is that? This is freeze sensitive. Hepatitis B, PCV, Penta, IPV, DPT, TT. All of them. Usually it is all of them, they usually remember this very easily, but for most heat sensitive there is no mnemonics, nothing. Always remember the T series. Okay. If the vaccine name has T in it, it is freeze sensitive. Okay. Hepatitis, PCV, then pentavalent. PCV, there is also pneumococcus. This is one exception where no T is there. Pentavalent, inactivated polio vaccine. DPT is T directly there. Same goes for TT or TD. And what are the light sensitive vaccines? Those are BCG and MR. That's why they came in amber color. Some rotavirus vial is also amber colored like this. I think this was 2 ml, that is rota 2 ml formulation. What kind of rotavirus vaccine is that? Rotacil, Rotatec? Correct. This Rotacil, it also light sensitive. Okay. Now coming to the what are the cold chain equipments. Two types of, so there are two common component of the cold chain. One is storage and one is transport. Okay. For storage, we have three types of equipment: electrical, solar and non-electrical. Why non-electrical is not, actually it can be both with power. One is electric power, solar power, and that is without power. Without power are cold box or vaccine carrier box. What is electrical? WIC, walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer, ILR. What is the full form of ILR? Ice-line refrigerator. Then DF, that is deep freezer. And last, domestic refrigerator, but nowadays we do not use domestic refrigerator for storage of vaccine. Solar, these are the newer thing, and they are very, you can place it anywhere. It is for the far reach area where electricity supply is not good. These are good there, like in the northeast region or in the Himalayan region, UK, Uttarakhand. Solar refrigerator battery drive and solar refrigerator direct drive. These are the difference. I will come to it later. And for transport, there are refrigerated vaccine van, insulated vaccine van, vaccine carrier box again, and the cold box. Why vaccine carrier box? They usually carry, that's why it is also storage and transport medium both. Now coming to the one concept, that is what is the holdover time. It is defined as the time taken by the equipment to raise the inside cabinet temperature from its temperature at the time of power cut to maximum temperature limit of its recommended range. What we have learned, some vaccine we kept in +2 to +8, some in less than 0. Okay. So what is the holdover time? The time taken by the equipment, that is whether it is WIC, WIF, ILR or deep freeze. Those storage equipment, suppose those are there, continuously electric supply is there, suddenly there was power cut. What is the time taken by the equipment to raise the inside cabinet temperature? Okay, just think about a fridge. It has some outer door, then there was insulation and the inner door. ফ্রিজের দরজা বাইরে থেকে হাত দিলে আমরা বুঝতে পারি না ঠান্ডা আছে না গরম আছে, কিন্তু ভেতরটা ঠান্ডা থাকে। So the inside cabinet temperature will match to the maximum temperature limit of its recommended range. Examples, in case of ILR, if the temperature is 4 degree centigrade, then the time taken to reach 8 degree. 8 degree is the maximum. No vaccine will be ever safe if the temperature reaches more than 8 degree. Okay. How much heat, least heat sensitivity is, heat resistance it is. Okay. +8 degree from 4 degree centigrade below will be the holdover time for that ILR. Okay. One thing remember, WIC or WIF and deep freezer, they do not have holdover time. I just said it for you to understand. Some deep freeze now coming with some holdover time. Okay. But WIC or WIF, these are this big, as much big as this room. Okay. In Kolkata GMSD, I actually posted there for 15 days. So they have 6 WIC and 4 WIF. Okay. These are as much big as this room. Okay. So they do not have any holdover time. So holdover time of the ILR depends on the following factors: ambient temperature, that means the temperature around the the temperature of the environment, okay, where it is placed. Frequency of opening lid and use of basket, quantity of vaccines kept inside, more the vaccines, holdover time will be the less, and condition of the ice pack lining, whether they are frozen, partially frozen or melted. If frozen, holdover time will be more, if melted, the holdover time will. There is a small note that deep freezer does not have holdover time like ILR, okay. Now coming to the cold chain equipment one by one. This is the walk-in cooler. This is actually the picture from the Kolkata GMSD that I have taken, okay. They are prefabricated modular. Just remember a big fridge. Think of a big fridge. Have you, any of you have visited any cold storage where vegetables have been? If you go there, that one cold storage is also one kind of walk-in cooler, but their temperature is not that much, okay. They usually kept under 10 or less than 10, but in this WIC, they are what? They are modular polyurethane insulated panel, some kind of plastic. They have generator with automatic start and alarm. What you will remember, the temperature, WIC temperature is +2 to +8 degrees centigrade, okay. The WIF, it is also same, and WIF is kept only for OPV and freezing of ice pack. Freezing of, this is ice pack. The freezing of ice pack is done in deep freezer and walk-in freezer only, not anywhere else, okay. And their temperature is much more less, -15 degrees centigrade to -25 degrees centigrade. Only OPV vaccine can sustain that much low temperature, no other vaccine. And this is the ILR. You will see, I think, I also did inquire whether the Nanur BPHC where we went, they have ILR or not. If they have, next time for family visit, I will show you that group. Please take the picture. It is actually look like some ice cream freezer, same thing, okay. From outside it is the same thing. And what is the, why it is called ILR? Because the lined, it is lined by ice pack. And who lined this? We are. It came as a normal freezer, but we lined the floor first with 2 levels of blank, sorry, empty, not blank, empty ice pack like this, okay. This is the place. This is the place where 2 lines of ice pack empty kept flat, okay. After that, vaccines have been given. First line OPV. Why? Because OPV is the most heat sensitive. After reconstitution, BCG vaccine is usually not kept here until and unless it is some of its left, okay. Then measles and MR, then BCG and JE. So there is a long mnemonic, okay. Asha Didis actually made that from Uttar Pradesh. Asha Didis of Uttar Pradesh usually made that to remember the arrangement, okay. Only the first 4 racks are important. That is OPV, O, Mere, Bhagwan, G, okay. O, Mere, Bhagwan, G. But remember, Bhagwan, that is BCG, and J kept in side by side, not up and down. Because these are the most used vaccine, and so if it is got destroyed by any chance, there will be consequences. The actual mnemonic is very long, but it is not needed. Always remember these things because it can come in the upcoming your exams. Okay, other sections, these are there. What is the holdover time? That is 24 hour with 8-hour power. What that signify? If the ILR got 8 hours of uninterrupted power supply, it can maintain the temperature for the next 24 hours. Okay. Usually holdover time, it is written like that. Holdover time varies upon the manufacturer of the ILR. Okay. And it is where ILR is situated, that is PHC and district level stores. It has two sections, that is the A and that is the B. Okay. What is B? Vaccine. Where it is stored? Vaccine with open vial policy. And what is in the red? Damaged, used and no open vial policy, discard after 48 hours. I told you, I think just remember that discarded vaccine is not discarded anywhere. It is usually stored and it is carried back as a discarded or destroyed vaccine, labeled. If there is no basket, empty ice pack, 2 layers, what is the alcohol thermometer? I think alcohol thermometer is always hanging here. Okay. This is the alcohol thermometer. The temperature has been documented twice in a day, and there is one outside temperature monitor, okay, which the data is sent to the GMSD through eVIN portal. Okay, that device is logged into eVIN portal, and the temperature is the information of real time temperature is sent to the upper authority, whoever it is checking. Usually no one is checked, there was some alarm in GMSD. I saw there was one section, that is eVIN, and one person is there who is always checking the temperature logbook if every ILR where their vaccine has been supplied. Okay. But usually the person is sleeping, no worries. If there is some temperature drop, there is alarm, the computer will sound and then he will call what happened. Okay. Then these your nearby this PHC or UHC or the district hospital or district store has empty space, send your vaccine to there. That is his only work. Now coming to the deep freezer. Deep freezer is used for only for keeping OPV and the freezing of ice pack. What is the usual temperature? -15 to -25, just like walk-in freezer. It is kept in district level or above, and in the deep freezer, ice pack is kept like this, brick level, not like this, okay, and crisscross. If it is another ice pack, it will be kept like this, one layer like this, second layer like this, again the third layer like this, okay. Now, crisscross manner, so with a gap of 0.2 millimeter, crisscross manner, that thing crisscross, this has been asked in the Viva, okay. If the small ice pack deep freezer size is small, then it contains 25 to 30 ice packs, and if it is large, then 50 to 60 ice packs, okay. Defrost, it has been defrosted and cleaned every month. Now coming to the cold box. In cold box, it is used for transport and defrosting. If it is small, then it contains 1200 to 2000 doses. Holdover time 90 hours. If it is large, then it contains 4000 to 4500 doses. Holdover time 6 days. Do you really think this much vial it can contain? So what it is mean by doses? Multiple dose. All of this vial contains multiple dose. That's why it is that much. In reality, only 100 vials is sufficient. Okay. Also mixed. And how the vaccine in vaccine carrier or cold box vaccine has been there, usually this has been lined by ice pack. This is ice packs, okay. First one layer of empty ice pack, but these ice packs are cold, okay. No ice, if ice packs, if it is filled with water or ice, never kept horizontally, okay, always like this, never kept flat like this, always either this or this. So these are the empty, but these in the side, these are not empty, these are the actual ice pack. These will keep the temperature, and then the vaccines is taken in a zip pouch and placed. Again following the same rule, the most heat sensitives are in the lower and least heat sensitive in the upper. Usually there are some in latest cold box, there are some taker moto, there are some shelves like structure, it can be removed. So they remove, and it is better than to keep the heat sensitive and cold sensitive separate, okay. Now coming to the vaccine carrier, these are the usually used for session visits. These are smaller and it is used in the cold chain point outreach session. It contains only 16 to 20 vial. Okay, now it is not doses, it is vial. Here it was doses, because multiple vials of multiple numbers. That is why it was calculated as dose. But here only how much vial it can contain. And here temperature is also +2 to +8 degree centigrade and hold over time 12 hours. There are no power supply, so they have only 12 hours. It is designed like that. These are all insulated area, and here also first 4 ice packs are placed like this. In between the blank space, vaccines have been kept. Now newer devices, that is solar refrigerator battery drive. These are low voltage DC compressor, and just remember it has two components, vaccine storage and freezer components. Separate DC compressor for each compartment. One is for heat sensitive, one is for cold sensitive, and separate compressor for each component. This is the solar battery drive. And direct drive, it is the deep freezer version of solar power only, nothing else. They use solar energy to freeze the water when to use the temperature of ice bank to keep the temperature low during night and cloudy days, nothing else. It is the deep freeze made of solar power. Now coming to the refrigerated truck, usually these are central government provide. They are, what is their role? To transport the vaccine from regional center to the district, temperature maintained at +2 to +8, sometimes less than so. That is why they are refrigerated. Insulated truck also looks like the same, only they do not have active power for refrigeration. Now coming to the other monitoring last segment, that is ice pack. This is the ice pack, okay. Their volume is 400 ml, used in cold box carrier, used for the outreach session, and these are vaccine vial thermometer. Okay. First remember, what water we use? Telling something? Normal water, salt water, normal water, tap water. How? There are no special anything, only open the tap. There is a cap there, remove the cap and this. But how? Up to how? There is a mark, okay, max. We usually, some overflow is there, and we usually reach up to this mark, okay. This is the maximum level. Why? আইস হলে তখন হচ্ছে গিয়ে ফাটিয়ে দেবে বোতল, ঠিক। Now then it is placed in deep freezer in crisscross manner, okay, like this, this, again this, again this, okay, এবার ফ্রিজ হতে দেওয়া হলো। ফ্রিজ হয়ে যাওয়ার পর সঙ্গে সঙ্গেই কি ওটা বার করে হচ্ছে গিয়ে দিয়ে দেবো? whether should we put the ice pack directly in the cold box or carrier box? There has to be conditioning, okay. So what we do usually in a table, first we covered with a clean cloth, then we put the ice packs there separately one by one, then wait for melt. When we see there was some sweats, usually there is sweats, there are water drop particles appear throughout the whole ice pack, then we take it and then we see if there is any water level or not. Sometimes it is very difficult to identify water level, so we shake it. There was some sound, crackling sound, বাংলায় ছলাৎ ছলাৎ করে আওয়াজ হয়, ঠিক আছে, okay, then it is perfectly conditioned and now this ice pack is killer. These are the things, actually it is written what I said, do's and don'ts, read it later. Now this is the conditioning. First remove the ice packs, then place ice packs on the table, wait for sweating to appear, then shake the ice packs to hear the crackling sound, then wipe conditioned the ice packs dry. After this, after sound পেলে then পরিষ্কার করলে সুন্দর মুছে তারপর ভ্যাকসিন ক্যারিয়ার বক্সের মধ্যে ঢুকিয়ে দিলে। কিভাবে দেব? আর কেন ক্রিসক্রস দেব? ভার্টিক্যাল, অথবা যদি দেখো কোনো ইয়ে হচ্ছে এইরকম, বাট নেভার এইরকম, ওকে। Now remember this picture, okay. This is the most difficult picture where the placements of vaccine, BCG and BOPV, these are inside this part, okay, in the direct contact with the ice. That's why it's made like that. There are two space for them. MR also same goes by there, and HEPA B, JE, Penta, DPT, PCV, IPV, TD, all T series vaccines and PCV are kept by side, okay. That means distance actually. So if it is kept like that, there will be MR, PCG, OPV, BOPV, or now Rota also, TOPV is banned now. So this will be in the direct contact, but in the middle of the space the pack will be there and this pack will be here, and there are 4 at least in vaccine carrier box or cold box. So there will be 4 places to put heat sensitive vaccines, and the middle space is for all the T series vaccines, that is cold sensitive. Now vaccine vial monitor, all of you know this. Now the VVM types, okay, this has been asked now that VVM2 is in OPV and Rota vaccine liquid frozen, that is 5 drops formulation, VVM7 in IPV or Rota vaccine, 14 in BCG, DPT, MR, Pentavalent or JE, and VVM30 hepatitis B, PCV and TD. JE killed and JE live. What are the strains? Polar is the newest, but it is used in only for adolescent now, okay. Now to check for heat damage, we can check the VVM. Is there any test to check the cold damage? Yes, test, that is SEC test. What is SEC test? Suppose একটা T series vaccine DPT, suppose we are suspecting this vaccine, suppose this single vaccine has been freeze damaged, okay. So how we will test? We have to first take a same vaccine same manufacturer, same MF manufacturing date, everything is same, another vial, okay. But we are not suspecting that that vial has been damaged. That vial is perfectly okay, but this is suspecting vial, and suppose this is the perfectly correct okay vial, but it has the same manufacturer company, manufacturing date. This vaccine, this vial, we will deliberately keep in the deep fridge, okay, for 2 to 8 hours. There are no perfect timing for that. We will keep it then up until usually the whole vaccine is fridge solid, okay, the fridge solid, there will be one solid thing, no liquid thing is there. Now we will put this vaccine in the normal temperature outside, we let it thaw naturally, we will not do anything. After thawing, the entire vaccine is thaw, then we will take both, before that, after thawing, we will mark it as a control vial, okay, because if we do not mark it, we may later use it, that is why we mark it as the control vial. Now we will keep, this is test vial, what the suspected vial. Now we take this vial in one hand and shake it for 10 to 15 seconds vigorously. After that, we will put the both vials the same table side by side. Now remember, the vaccine will sediment, okay, one is freezed, one is we deliberately destroyed, that will obviously give sedimentation, and the test vial after shaking will give sedimentation, okay, it might not give or it will give. If the sedimentation rate of the frozen or control vial is more than the test vial, or in retrospect the sedimentation rate of the test vial is less than the frozen or control vial, then the vaccine is okay. বাংলা কথায় সেডিমেন্টেশন যেটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে টেস্ট ভায়াল আছে সেটার আস্তে আস্তে হবে, অন্যটা সেডিমেন্টেশন অনেক তাড়াতাড়ি হবে, তার নিচে অনেক তাড়াতাড়ি। এই যে এই ভ্যাকসিনটা থাকে এটা অলরেডি যেহেতু ডিস্ট্রয় হয়েছে, এটা যদি আমি সত্যি ঠিক করে রেখে দিই, খানিকক্ষণ পরে উপরের জলটা হচ্ছে, উপরটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে পরিষ্কার হয়ে যাবে, নিচে পুরো সেডিমেন্টের একটা লেয়ার তৈরি হবে, ঠিক আছে, then it is okay. But if the sedimentation rate of the test vial is similar or more than the destroyed or frozen or control vial, then the vaccine should not be used. This is the main thing of the SEC test. SEC test usually comes as a short note also. So SEC test applied for all the T series vaccines, that is, and PCV, DPT, Hepa V, IPV, Penta, all those. Now coming to the open vial policy. So when we use the open, when we can use a vaccine after some time, after it is opening, okay, that is open vial. So open vial, always the reuse of partially used multiple dose of vials applicable vaccines under UIP up to 4 weeks. That time range is important. Open vial policy applies up to 28 weeks. Open vial policy applicable on DPT, TD, hepatitis B, OPV, Pentavalent, all those which are actually pricey vaccine, okay. Open vial policy applicable for those. You will understand later when you will see the price of these vaccines. Otherwise, open vial policy is not acceptable. But there are some conditions. The date and time of the opening of the vial is visible on the vial, the expiry has not passed. These conditions you have to ratify, okay. You have to always remember, because it may it is asked in the viva, one or two statement came in the MCQ, it actually came in the MCQ, okay, and not these things. These vaccine vial septum has not been submerged in water from melted ice pack or contaminated in any way. আমাদের টাইমে এটা আমরা এত জোরে মুখস্থও করতাম না, এই 3-4টে দেখে নিতাম, বলতাম বাকিটা তো বুঝেই গেলাম, সব লেখা টেখা থাকবে, বাকিটা সব ঠিক আছে, ভিভিএম ঠিক থাকবে, এই থাকবে, বলে দেবো। কিন্তু যখন জিপ মারে এমসিকিউ এলো তখন এই টার্মটা দিল, জানতামও না, ভুল দাগিয়ে এলাম এবং হয়নি সেই বছর, সেই হতে পারে। There are some dilutants also same treatment as for vaccine. It is must be kept in ILR. Just remember the underlined thing, okay? Dilutants must be kept in ILR at least 24 hours before use or issuing to sessions to ensure that vaccines and dilutants are at the same temperature, mostly +2 to +8. Vaccine temperature and diluent temperature always have to be same, not different. Vaccine হচ্ছে গিয়ে মাইনাসে আছে, diluent +2 এ আছে, what it will happen? ঠান্ডা গরম, যদি ঠান্ডা একটা আর diluent অল্প গরম, কি হবে মিশলে? পোটেনশিয়াল নষ্ট করে দেবে। বেশিরভাগ ভ্যাকসিনই যেগুলো মাইনাসে আছে সেগুলো হয়তো লাইভ ভ্যাকসিন আছে, লাইভ ভ্যাকসিন সঙ্গে সঙ্গে নষ্ট হয়ে। Now coming to the next part, newest part, that is eVIN. Before that there are some term, I will give you a note in the PPT later, that is lead stock, buffer stock, what is the lead time, what is the buffer time, not buffer time is there, is sickness time, okay. What is sickness time? Sickness ratio, the number of ILR or deep freezer that is not functional but can be repairable, whole divided by number of ILR or deep freezer functional plus the denominator, that is not non-functional but repairable, into 100, okay. That is sickness ratio of that any PHC or UPHC or district store. কতগুলো ILR খারাপ হয়ে পড়ে আছে কিন্তু সারানো যাবে, হোল ডিভাইডেড বাই কতগুলো চলছে প্লাস খারাপ হয়ে আছে কিন্তু সারানো যাবে, ইন্টু 100। ইউজুয়ালি 7 ক্রস করে গেলে সেইখানে আর ভ্যাকসিন রাখা হয় না, অ্যান্ড ডিজায়ারেবল 7% যদি ক্রস করে যায় এই ভ্যালু, তাহলে আর সেখানে ভ্যাকসিন রাখা হয় না। বাট দ্য ভ্যালু, ইফ দ্য ভ্যালু ইজ লেস দ্যান 2%, it is desirable, okay. Usually those who have less sickness ratio, they have been also given award, they are awarded yearly. Kolkata, actually when I was posted, the Kolkata GMSD got one prize for excellent, all the machines were running. And what is the lead stock and buffer stock? Lead stock that has been ordered and buffer usually we calculate for some extra use, okay. So there will be some pulse polio routine immunization we will plan later, there are micro planning. The buffer is kept for emergency times, those are the buffer stock. There are some definition for that I will give in the PPT later. These are not asked right now, okay. But eVIN, that is electronic vaccine intelligence network, usually it's a very important thing and coming of age, you can expect a short note, okay. What is it? It's an efficient real time monitoring at all levels, indigenously developed by ITSU, okay. For full name I do not know. It is actually eVIN is nothing but a mobile app or application, okay. Usually it has an app where you can get login. There was some dashboard where you are posted, that there from there you can see all the available PHCs and the vaccine, their vaccine stock, what is the temperature monitoring, what is the temperature of that ILR, you can monitor from there, okay. Usually that is what it can be do. There are there are three integral part of the eVIN, that is people, process and product. Here product is vaccine, People is us, that means workers, and process, that is the eVIN network. It is run by all the GPS and same theory, that is by Python coding and all the things. We usually get in smartphone one eVIN app also, so that one person can check all the vaccine temperatures or the available vaccine stocks from anywhere. Usually those who are working in the GMSD eVIN section, they usually get that. Okay. These things only they can ask, what are the benefits of eVIN? First, improved stock availability through better visibility and standardized procedure. Real time data visibility, আমরা real time জানতে পারছি কোথায় কত ভ্যাকসিন আছে at all the cold chain points along with real time temperature monitoring. Tool, it is a reliable tool for reporting, reports to facilitate decision making, vaccine logistics management. Suppose one session has complained that our ILR has been not working correctly, please take these vaccines. Suppose they have 100 vaccine vials and nearby vaccines, no one has single handedly keep additional extra 100 vials. So where to send 20, where to send 30, where to send 50, we can divide the dose, divide the vials, but where to which we need to know everything, the storage capacity of other facilities also. So these are that, and also strengthened health system, these are some vague point, through human resource capacity building, leveraging technology, this is vague point. Same goes by replicable model for state, nationwide scale up, for to use in the international level. But the truth is eVIN is, we are replicating eVIN model from another country, okay. But if, we have the largest vaccine networking system.